Alright, welcome back everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to start some disassembly of this. There's 3 screws holding the grill cloth on. Look at the patina on this screw. I'm going to try my best not to do anything to that. All I've done is rubbed it with my finger with a little bit of maybe body oil on it, but it's a nice patina. Here's something that's different. The screw holes have brass grommets in it. I like that, really do. Never seen that before. But we'll have to take this escutcheon off. I've got the replacement for that. We may try to clean that up. Gary Rebel 9668 suggested we might be able to clean that up with some Novus cleaner or something like that, and we may try it and just see what it looks like. But I've got a new one to go back with it. I'll show you how this grill cloth is attached inside after I removed these screws. Okay, working in a box again. They're stapled on. That one's already loose. A lot of times these will just a little bit of pressure will pull them right up. And this is not a board. Well, is it? I don't know. Let me get both hands free. I'm going to use a little screwdriver to pry up on these without breaking this. I've removed the escutcheon, and look at the wear mark here. This is the one that was right above there. How many fingers have worn that? That's pretty neat. That's the tuning. Now, of course, this is a brass. This should just pop out, I believe. It's got glue down in the bottom or something. Not really sure. I tell you, I don't see how these people do this with one hand. I really don't. But, now you see how it pops out. It's going to pop out. And I'll take that, put that in the sink, see if we can clean it up a little bit. Wait, well, that's how you do it. There's how you remove it. Slow, steady pressure. Okay, that's out. The escutcheon's got a little felt around it. That's nice. That should clean up really nice. Looking on the bottom, you can see where looks like a mouse that tried to chew into that hole. This is loose. I'm gonna have to try to get some glue up under there and get that clamped. Have to figure out a way to clamp that. It may just turn on its top and put a weight on it. Might be the best bet there. But the old number 663. But I'm gonna go ahead and glue this particular part first and see if we can do something with it. Okay, it's not very pretty, but whatever it takes to get equal pressure on all this. It's not going to be perfect. What I ended up doing is I ended up splitting this bottom piece, not all the way through, just the first layer, so that I could peel it back and get the glue under both sides to get this. Now what I used is a cut off modified popsicle stick to push the glue in there, and I also used this syringe with hide glue to go up in there. So like I say, it's not pretty, but it should. It looks like this has been wet, but I think I realized why my friend, and I'm gonna have to reevaluate whether it's my friend or not. gave me this. This reeks of rat pee. So I think that's probably, it is pretty nasty. So we're going to clean it up. Of course, we're going to get it glued first. But let that set overnight and we'll check her out tomorrow. I'll see your 25 pounds and I'll raise you 25 pounds. Okay, it survived the night without the bottom falling through. Let me take these weights and clamps off and we'll take a look at it. Third Saturday in October. Always love it. If you hear a buzz in the background, it's fluorescent lights in my shop. So let me take these off and we'll look at the bottom, see what kind of shape it's in. Don't know if you can tell anything about it, but that did go down, and so did that. I think that's going to be all right. The only over here where the critter's been eating on is just a little bit of flex right there. I'll squirt some more glue under there and try to put a weight or something on it. It's going to be hard to get in that corner, but I think maybe just some glue under there will secure it. I think what we'll do is we'll go and we'll put this, you'll remember this had fell off, so I think we'll go ahead and glue this at this time. Got that glued. Also discovered that there's three glue blocks. So one of the ones that was in the cabinet I put here, and I've got some material up at the house to fabricate some more, and then there's one more in the cabinet. We'll let this set for a while and then we'll come down and work on the top ridge right here. Okay, this glue done really well. I've noticed since then there's two glue blocks here and two more here, and I only have one that's left. So I've called a friend of mine that helped me with the aviola, and he's has some more of those that we made before, strips. All it is basically the corner off of a board that's been cut, and he's going to bring me a couple of strips of it Tuesday, and I can just cut it to size. I'm going to try to keep some of those on hand because this is the second radio I've ended up having to put some in, so I won't glue this at this point in time. I'll leave this as a pattern just in case, and we'll go from there. The one thing that I do need to do right now is the feet. This is you can see this one is probably intact more, but it's some sort of plastic type material or what have you. But need to remove these. Now they make these with like Teflon and everything, so we're gonna try to get these out, and because these, even if you don't do anything, replace them with anything, then it's better than this, because this will scratch up anything it sets on. So we'll pull these out. There we go. I believe this radio actually sat in some water somewhere or the other, but we'll get those out. And you can see, I believe this one was in water, but I believe rodents, some critters been eating on this one and this one. Really do. And then of course we seen this corner where something would eat in here. But I took a little bit of sandpaper. Of course you see I took those nails out. That's pretty much all it was, little tacks that held that material down. And we'll get some they make those every day. But anyway, I took a little sandpaper and hit it a lick or two, and then just kind of wiped it down with a damp cloth, and just cleaned it up a bit. Now let's address the top of it. Okay, I just pretty much wiped it down with a damp cloth, just to get the little bit of the dirt off of it. Now there's going to be a lot more cleaning and a lot more probably stripping the finish later, but right now just so I can handle it. So let's look at the top. Like I said before, I found this spot here. Maybe you can see it here. This glue block is up, and the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inject some glue back in here as much as I can. Ouch! Too much pressure. Just when I was videoing this last section, I got a phone call on my phone. So anyway, on that blowout, Don from Restore Old Radios had told me not to get glue on my fingers. And well, Don, I got it more than my fingers. I got it all over my tabletop and all sorts of places that we won't even mention. But I'm just taking a piece of, maybe you can see this above my hand or so, but I'm taking a piece of old veneer, and I'm just bulldozing this hide glue back in the recesses where it's come loose. Now I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned. This old hobo taught me this one. I can't back that one up, so anyway. My clamp is not long enough to go the width of the cabinet. Yes, I'm cheap. I don't have enough clamps. But what I've done is I put a clamp in place here, and hopefully I can use this clamp as an anchor point. Now let me make sure I get far enough in, and then ratchet it in. Maybe if you can see the glue, it doesn't take a whole lot to hold it in place. Alright, do that just before it quits, or before it moves everything. That's good and tight there, so I think that'll be good there. Okay, you can see where this part is lifted pretty much all the way across here. So I'm going to do it the same method using the bulldozer method, sticking glue back up under there. When you go to clamp these things, people think, well, I got to cinch down, I got to really put some pressure on it. Well, you do need to hold it in place. You do need to put it down, but you don't need to squeeze it to the point where all the glue, you want a layer of glue in there. That's what's going to hold it. It's kind of like poly grip. So, but you know, I can reach all the way back in here, so it's just a matter of working that glue back in there. And then I'll put some clamp, put a board, I'll put my wax paper down, put my board on there, clamp it down, let it sit overnight. No need being in a hurry, let it sit. How can I tell if I'm getting glue back in there? Well, let me put the mic up here. And you can tell the places that don't have it don't make the sound. So you keep working till you get that sound. Okay, got that clamp. Now you can see we have excess running out, and so we want to get that off now. We'll have to do some cleaning later, because I'm sure there'll be some more seep out. But I want to clean that off now. Just a little damp cloth. I'm gonna have to go take a bath, I think. I didn't get that much on me, but it sure did blow out on me, didn't it? It blew out. It's just a small hypodermic needle type, and it's not connected that good, so I bared down on it too much, I guess, and just blew it out. So it happens. I may leave that video in, give you guys a laugh or two. Alright, let's let that set up overnight and we'll see what we have. Okay, I'll try to hold the camera more steady. I found that I'm moving it too quickly and it's probably making you seasick. Does me when I get to editing it. I've looked on the web and I've found a couple of pictures, and that's about all I've seen of the E91. Now, I'm sure there's probably more out there, but this particular place is dark all the way around, and the bottom is dark all the way around. Now, I've seen one this is light and one that's dark. Now, this one looks dark. I mean, mine's dark. I believe this is the original finish of mine, which these are walnut sides and top and front, and then this is a mahogany type finish. So I think it's going to be the same basic color scheme that I've used in several other ones, where I've put the dark or the deep red mahogany around the top and the sides and around the bottom, and then leave the rest the same. So I think that's going to be the color scheme. This is the worst of both sides. As you can see, there is some veneer on here, just it's splintering, and that's what happens a lot of times around the edges. So I'm going to work on this one first. I was debating whether to go ahead and take some lacquer thinner and take this finish off, or to glue this first. I feel like that if I glue it first, then I may do damage with the lacquer thinner, but then by the same token, if I do the lacquer thinner, what am I going to do to this? So I've decided to go ahead and glue this down. I don't know if you can see this. There's one layer of this it's going to have to be glued, and also this. Now, I believe it was on the Philco that I did the what is it, 3761 now, where that I end up patching an irregular let me check the veneer thickness and see if I'm close. Yeah, that's pretty close. So what I'll do is I will do my usual bulldozer with the old veneer and put the glue in here, get this glued down, get this all back in place. You know, I don't know if you remember in that one, get it where it aligns, and then we'll put our wax paper on there, and then I'll put another weight on it. I could clamp this side, but I think a weight across here will be just fine. And then we'll let that sit, and we'll work the other side. Then once we do that, then I'll go ahead and I'll strip the finish off of it, do the patch work, and then we can go back with the new finish. That's the game plan. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that sometimes I change in midstream. I adjust. And that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to make those adjustments in midstream, as you see and whatever. This is really beat up pretty good here, but it adds character. I mean, this is the life of this radio. It's not going to be new. It's not going to be showroom, but it's lived its life, and hopefully we can bring it back a little bit more and get a few more years out of this thing. So we'll see what we can do with it. So let me get some glue on this. It's the same technique I've used, so it's not a, I don't think you need to watch it. It's just I'll show you how I'm going to leave it for the night. Okay, I've got glue underneath there. I put my weight on there. Of course, my wax paper and my board to evenly distribute the weight. There's that white jug again. Alright, anyway, we'll let that set overnight, and I'll look and see if there's any other thing that I can do with a small clamp in the meantime. But doing a cabinet, guys, sometimes it may take a week. Look at John to Arkansas and his jukebox cabinet. There was a lot of gluing happening on that, and he was very patient, and he finally got it all. I mean, he's still finding odds and ends, which that's going to happen, especially something that big. But you just can't rush gluing this thing, because it's taken 81 years for this stuff to come apart, and it's going to take a few days to get it back together. You need to let the glue set up before you start working with it again. So I typically try to do it towards the end of the day, wait till the next morning, start over again. Okay, it's October 30th, 2017. Well, the frost may not be on the pumpkin in East Tennessee, but it's certainly on the banana leaves this morning. I think we hit about 28 degrees this morning, and frost on the leaves. These will be drying up, turning brown shortly, and it'll be time to winterize. Maybe I'll shoot a video of winterizing a banana tree in East Tennessee. Okay, it's looking pretty good. After I pulled it up, I realized that the layer of plywood is coming up, so I'm going to have to put a little glue up under there, but this is the least of the worries. This little chip here, I think I can just feel that. If you hear something buzzing in the background, it's 28 degrees this morning, and I'm in the shop, and there's no heat, and my fluorescent light is having some difficulties this morning. But let me show you something that happened while I was turning this over. That is something that rears its head sometimes when you're working on cabinets. Earlier, when I turned this cabinet over, my hand raked across the edge and lifted this piece of veneer. Fortunately, it's kinda in one piece here, and so we're going to have to reapply that and glue that. I think that'll be okay, but this whole edge has issues. I believe we can feel this, it being on the back edge, guys. I found that if it's on the very back edge, it's not near as noticeable as if it's on the front edge. So you get a little bit of forgiveness back here with filler than you would here. We're going to have to fabricate a patch here. This is going to be up in the air whether we patch this or if we just put filler. Right now I'm leaning more towards filler right here, but this is definitely going to have to be a little patchwork there. But let's get some glue on this and fabricate a patch for this, and then we'll look at this. Okay, these temperatures are making it difficult, but I want to try to get this patch on before I close it down for the day. Still early in the morning. But I cleaned that edge up a little bit with an X-Acto knife, and I've taken a little bit of sandpaper and gone in here and just clean this up. Now there's two ways that I patch these things sometimes. Sometimes I'll take a piece of paper and I'll draw a pattern and cut it. The problem you run into is this veneer likes to split. So today what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to just do an X-Acto knife. Now remember, the rules of the X-Acto knife is you never cut anything off that you can't grow back. So we're going to, you see how this splits. Once you make this cut, it starts splitting all the way up, and so, and rightfully so, it'll go with the grain. So where's it at? Let's put it down here again. And we've got that splitting right there, and you watch it split all the way up. Maybe you can see this. Now a little bit of sandpaper will take that off. Now that splits pretty much all the way up with the grain. Now I have to do a little trimming. Yeah, you can see it going in. So let me go ahead and finish this off the camera, and I'll show you. It's pretty much custom fit each piece like this. So just marking this edge of it, and then we'll come back up here and mark this other edge, and then cut the angle. Like, it's hard to do this without getting my hand in the way, so, but which is in the way. But you know, I think I've got the angle from here to here. I'm going to use my straight edge on another surface because I don't want to cut this no more than I have to. Let me do this off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I just took and marked each corner, and then took it on another surface with a straight edge and just cut it to where it'll fit, and it fits pretty good. You can feel where you may have to do a little. Nah, that feels pretty good. You can tell by your fingers if it's fitting good. Now it's a little long here, and that's okay. That's what we want, because once we get it glued, we can take a little sandpaper and just knock it right off. You're saying, well, that's going to stick out like a sore thumb, but once we get this glued, we'll take the finish off this, and then we'll see what other repairs we're going to have to make, and then from there we'll put some more stain on this, and we're going to try to match an 81-year-old stain or a finish, and that's where I guess some artist work's going to have to come in and make the transition from here to here to make it appear that it's all in the same piece of wood or same piece of veneer. With all these scars here and down here, I think the eyes will be taken away from the front. I don't think this side is going to be that big an issue, but we'll see, and that's just a matter of adjustments as you go along. And I have seen, after I've shot the video and looked at the video excuse me, that I go back and make some adjustments just from what it appears on the video. That's the nature of this stuff. But I think this is going to wrap this series up. The weather is a big factor now. It's cold out here. I couldn't shoot lacquer this morning if I had to. But in the next series, we'll go ahead and strip the finish off of this, do the matching, get this all up, see what other veneer is going to come off after we strip some of the finish off. We may have some repairs to do there. By that time, hopefully the chassis will be 100% done with the the dial. That still has not been shipped. It's been ordered, but it has not been shipped. So we're awaiting that. Hopefully this week we will get that. And but the next video will probably be just strictly on finishing this cabinet and getting the final finish on it, and getting all the little minor repairs and everything done. So I want to thank all my subscribers, the new ones. I've got quite a few new ones this week. That's exciting to me, and I appreciate all the comments. That's how we learn and how we try to improve this. I was just looking at this. I'm going to have to do something here, but I appreciate the comments, guys. I really do, good or bad. I mean, it's just the nature of things. Is want to improve, want to do good, and provide a decent product that you can learn from, because I'm learning something every time I get in here. So, all right, that'll be about it from a cold morning from the hills of Tennessee. This is Larry. Thanks for watching. Just when you think you've got your video shot, I wanted to show you the fit up that I come up with. Remember, these are a little bit, this edge is a little bit long, so is this one. And once it's glued down, we can take the sandpaper, straight edge, and sand it down and make it even. This one back here also. Now we'll replace this one, which is in one piece. This particular one, right here, I found the piece that fell out of it, so I'll be able to glue it back in there. So, getting a low battery, so this will conclude at this time. Thanks for watching.